Manyavar presents CNBC-TV18's Indian Business Icons, Leaders, Trailblazers, Radicals.
Hello and welcome to the India Business Icons. This week on the show we bring you a leader who at 86 is still hands-on with building and expanding his hotel's business, the legendary Prithviraj Singh Oberoi. Also on the show, the story of a man who's been at the helm of HDFC Bank for over 21 years, making him the longest-serving head of any bank in the country. The story of Aditya Puri. Our first icon today is legendary hotelier PRS Oberoi. Oberoi literally spent his entire childhood growing up in hotels that his father, MS Oberoi, acquired and managed. So for him, joining his father's business was almost a given. From helping his father build from scratch the iconic Oberoi hotels in Delhi and Mumbai, to taking the initiative to first build super luxury hotels in Jaipur, Udaipur and Agra, PRS Oberoi has always maintained that he doesn't want the Oberoi Group of hotels to be the biggest, but he certainly wants it to be the best. PRS Oberoi was born in 1935 in Shimla, where his father, Rai Bahadur Mohan Singh Oberoi, had only the year before bought his first hotel, the Clarks, from its British owner. Mohan Singh had begun his career working up the chain of management in hotels and had quite the knack for spotting good opportunities. In 1938, he purchased the Grand Hotel in Kolkata, and in 1943, he took over the Associated Hotels of India to firmly establish himself as a hotelier with clout. Till the time 18-year-old PRS Oberoi left for London to study chartered accountancy, he had only known the world of hotels.
I think the first thing I learned from my father was how hard he worked in his business. He used to go very early to the office and come back late. We didn't see a lot of him. At 18 I went to the United Kingdom. I first started working with an accounting firm because my father said accounting is very useful. I found that very boring. So it was not for me, so I told my father that I didn't want to continue. I said I'd like to tour the hotels in Europe. At that time there was an institution called, a magazine called Institutional Investor, and that rated hotels worldwide. None of the Indian hotels were rated. So he said to me, why don't you build a hotel and run it so that we can be rated? And I thought the best place was Jaipur. That's what happened, that's what the origin of the Rajvilas is. When the fort was being renovated, I used to go there quite often. I always stayed at one of the hotels, I can't name them. It was one of the best in Jaipur. But the hotel was not very nice. The staff were very poor. The food was bad. The towels smelt. So whenever I went there, I used to take my cook and my own towels. And it took 4 years to build. Spent a lot of money and time on the hotel. And when it opened, Travel and Leisure USA considered to be the best hotel that year in the world.
From expanding luxury hotels to destinations like Udaipur in Agra in India and Cairo in Marrakesh internationally, PRS Oberoi's hotels have redefined architectural and design standards in luxury hospitality. Today, the group runs the 5-star business hotel chain Trident and employs over 12,000 people. And for Oberoi, it's the people who work with him that are his biggest assets.
You can build the best hotel in the world, but unless you have good people working in the hotel, you will not succeed. That's when we started the Oberoi Center for Learning and Development. Because he said, you must train your own people. He also said, never say, cut costs, cut waste. I was in one of our hotels and I found that the towels were not absolutely white, and the toilet paper was not good. So when I came back, I asked the persons concerned what was wrong. We use a light meter to see the whiteness of our towels. This hotel was not using the white meter. Our average wash for a towel is 125 to 130 washes. After that, we discard them. The laundry in this particular hotel was not doing what they should have done. Also, the toilet paper, they'd run out of toilet paper and they were buying toilet paper locally. So obviously it was not the right quality. So I find, it's usually small things that I find wrong, but devil is in the details. And I think that's important in our business.
By his own admission, his toughest test was seeing the Oberoi Trident at Nariman Point, Mumbai, under siege during the 26/11 terror attack. The group pumped in 178 crore rupees to restore the property at a time when the world was in the grips of a financial meltdown. But Oberoi would not have anything take away from a superlative experience for his guests.
When I went back to the hotel a few days later, there was no point in going back then. I was shocked. They had completely destroyed the inside of the hotel. For 2 months we didn't know what to do. Then we decided that we should rebuild the hotel practically. So apart from the structure, everything in the hotel was redone. The furniture, even the rooms, the configuration of the rooms was changed. We built more suites, because our marketing department said that we need more suites in Bombay. And I'm happy to say that our customers are quite like the hotel now.
When he was 73, Oberoi took over from his father as chairman and managing director of East India Hotels. In 2013, when he was 84, he demitted the CEO's office to close aide SS Mukherjee, and now Oberoi's son Vikram has taken over as CEO of the group.
My children were all born after I built my first house in Delhi. I didn't want them to live in hotels. I think the advice I'd give him and our senior people, you must have passion for what you do. If you don't have passion, don't do it. Second is, the devil is in the details. Third is, select your people properly, train them properly, keep them motivated, because people are our biggest asset. Well, I'm involved in planning all the new hotels that we are building. And I find that the most exciting. Sitting with the various consultants and telling them what to do if I see an error. Many of the hotels that our competitors have are not the best. Most of the hotels we have are amongst the best. I've always said, and my father said the same thing, we don't want to be the biggest, but we want to be the best.
As the new generation takes over, we hope that PRS Oberoi's quest to be the best, not the biggest, stays intact. It is time for us to take a break, but when we return, the story of a man who's been at the helm of HDFC Bank for over 21 years, making him the longest-serving head of any bank in the country. Aditya Puri's story when we return.
Manyavar presents CNBC-TV18's Indian Business Icons, Leaders, Trailblazers, Radicals.